we're taking a little break, right?
Well, it's 11 o'clock at night.
We got a couple of vehicles. Is it after 11? I'm trying to look at the clock over there.
No, it's 10:45 actually.
But anyway, the point of
cheers,
this,
by the way. Let's just do that first.
Cheers. We deserve
it's
this.
It's about damn time we had something to drink.
It's been a long day.
He's a slave driver. He's been working me hard.
That's right. I got to get my money's worth. But anyhow, what I thought I'd do is ask Gary here, in case we show this video separate from the other video. This is Garry Dean from Garry Dean's Detailing. I'm Glen with the Ozzstar channel.
Well, more like DetailJuice.com. Garry Dean Detailing. It's not a thing of the past because I still pursue some detailing. I don't detail full-time anymore. I just don't have time with the product line. But DetailJuice.com is kind of like all that I do.
It's the nation. It's the Garry Dean Detail Nation, right?
Detail Juice Nation.
Detail Juice Nation, which is
how many of those have you had so far?
I don't drink and tell. The car behind us is pretty much done. I'd say it's about 99.9%.
Oh yeah, it just needs a final wipe, but I don't do the final wipe until we can get it in the sun and see exactly what's up. Make sure there's no streaks, no smudges, nothing. We did apply the full one system from DetailJuice.com. We also added a compounding step to remove a lot of the scratches. Perfection isn't reality. I don't believe that you can ever truly make it 100%. And plus, if you're going to use it, it's not worth that.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of this interview here. I want to give the enthusiast maybe a little bit more insight. If they have questions about detailing, like anything, it's more complicated than it looks. It might seem simple, but it is a simple process, but there's a process to do it correctly. And I'm going to ask you, Gary, people see scratches or swirls, people that really care about their cars. I always tell friends, and a lot of friends have come to me, and like I know something, right? And say, hey, how do I get my car to look nice like your car? I go to the car show. Hey, how do you do that? What's your secret? Of course, I tell them I use Garry Dean's products, but and that's not a paid sponsorship. But my point is, a lot of them, I tell them, look, if you get into polishing your car, you're going to have scratches that they're not going to come out, or you just can't get them all. And not to go mental, because you can go crazy with this stuff. So what are your thoughts about that? I think you just brought that up. What do you think? I mean, where's the line? Is it where you're satisfied yourself, or you're trying to satisfy the car show judge, or where do you go with that?
That's an amazing question, and we have a list of amazing questions, but that's really important because there's so many variables. And when I say that, every single car is different. Now, Corvettes are known for hard clear coat.
Right.
It is rock hard. Everyone I've owned a couple of my own. Mm-hmm. Every single Corvette that came from the factory at any given time is always hard as a rock. If you don't have a Corvette, maybe you have a Porsche. Porsches are typically soft. Ferraris, typically soft. If you've got a Chevy, a Ford, a Chrysler, a domestic car, they're usually middle of the road. I mean, some are on the harder side, but most of them...
So it's going to take more time or more effort to get it where you want it.
Yeah, so if the paint is harder, it's going to be harder to cut the scratches out, but if the paint is softer, it's going to be harder to get the finishing work done. Does that make sense? So you can cut more, but you finish more difficult. It's a more difficult level.
Absolutely. For people that don't know, basically what you're seeing most likely are scratches in the clear coat. Now, if you have a super deep scratch, where the trick is you take your fingernail, you gently run it over the scratch, what you think it's a scratch, whether it's in the clear coat or hopefully not down to the primer where your paint's gone already. But if your fingernail catches that scratch, it's pretty deep, and it's going to be trouble. It's not
worth trying to go to it. So it's worth polishing over to remove those jagged edges that look white, okay? Right. So when a scratch happens, if you look at it in a microscope, which I should probably do that for people in a video soon, I have a pretty awesome USB microscope that I could show some cool stuff. But when a scratch happens, it leaves a very jagged edge, and there's also a chalkiness to the inside. That's that clear coat that's flaked away, basically. Right. So all it would take to smooth that out and make it far less noticeable is just a quick pass with a polisher. that's going to smooth out those jagged edges, and instead of it being a V and really jagged, it's going to round those edges out, so it's more of a dip than a real bad scratch.
And anything that's smooth is going to look glossier. It's going to be smoother. It's going to be shinier.
Well, the gloss comes back off that white. You know, when it, like I said, it's a chalky white. So once you smooth it out, it's going to be crystal clear again.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, what are some other things? You get a lot of comments, questions on your, not just your website, your Facebook, you've got Instagram, you've got it all going on there, social media. What are some of the, like, what's the most common question an enthusiast would ask? Not a professional, because, I mean, professionals considered professional, they should pretty much know what they're doing.
They don't.
Right? Like most professionals.
Most professionals in this,
you have a tag on your shoulder,
and that doesn't matter. The detailing industry is completely unregulated. I mean, there's organizations that are trying to regulate it. They're worthless as well, in my opinion. I've never in my 20+ year career ever been asked for a certificate of anything.
Right.
And you know, personally, I believe that life experience is worth more, and far more than a piece of paper. So
absolutely, and that's in any career. I mean,
but detailing wise, I get asked all the time. People think they know what a clay bar does, but they don't. The problem is they think that it's going to polish the paint. I mean, that's the most common answer. Oh, are you going to clay my car? Like, it's so important to them that they clay it. Now, a clay bar is very important to the detailing process. In fact, it almost is a step that you can't skip.
For those that don't know, there's contamination could be in your clear coat. And if you leave that, let's just assume they're like rocks, you know, all these little rocks.
For example,
there, right?
If you're driving this car down the street and your brake dust goes crazy, like it generally does on a nice fast sports car, or even a lot of your European cars, BMW, Mercedes, the brake dust happens. So the brake dust is large chunks, and it's flying everywhere, and it stabs your clear coat.
It stays in
there, and if you don't remove that stuff before you polish, you can catch a large, hard particle in the polisher, creating pigtails, scratches.
You're grinding into the car. You're making more damage.
You're not going forward at that point.
And that's something people don't understand. A lot of times, friends of mine or people that I just know in general, through my YouTube channel, might ask me a question. I've done a couple of minor detail videos, we'll call them, detailing videos. And, you know, they may not know that, or they have never heard of clay barring. I mean, they're like, what is that?
To clear the air.
Because a lot of people think cleaning your car is old school. You know, wash it and wax it. With Dawn detergent, which you never want to use dishwasher detergent unless you want to remove everything off the car.
And it's not going to hurt. That's another popular misconception. Dawn is not going to hurt your car. The problem with Dawn is it is a heavy duty degreaser. So with repeated use, eventually, years, you'll start, your seals and stuff will start to deteriorate and dry out. That's the problem. But it also will strip off any wax and sealant that's on there.
Right.
There's no detergent out there that I've found that's going to strip this.
And as an enthusiast, which, you know, I'm an advanced enthusiast, but you may be an enthusiast yourself, you know, you wash it and then you get a coat of, let's say, turtle wax, and you just throw it on, and does it look nice and shiny?
Sure.
How long will it last? I mean,
not long.
You know, they're exactly because.
And I'm not just saying that because, you know, I have my own product line, but the bottom line is there's a considerable difference between the stuff you can get from me and the stuff you can get from Walmart. Not because I'm telling you that, but
getting professional.
Seriously, the performance is different. But back to the clay bar, real quick, just so that I can say and just tell you, because that's what you're looking for now.
The clay bar go.
The clay bar is important because it removes the contaminants that are bonded to the paint that don't come off in the wash. So it's taking off those big brake dust chunks, industrial fallout, just the bad stuff that won't come off easily. The clay bar takes it off. When you use something that removes ferrous metal particles, like, you know, there's other products out there that change color.
Oh, there's a lot of products,
Anyway, that's a magical gimmick in my opinion.
It really is.
But the clay bar,
overpriced too, right?
Very.
Yeah.
The clay bar removes the contaminants that don't come off in the wash. It does not polish in any way. It doesn't do anything but make the paint smooth. But what it does do, because just inherently, if you're removing a lot of heavy contamination, especially in a densely populated area where the contamination is heavy, in that area, when you remove those contaminants, you will get more reflections. The light can hit the paint better without hitting the contaminants and throwing it off.
You call it refraction.
So you'll have better reflectivity and slickness and all that stuff. But beyond that, removing those contaminants helps any protective product to bond better because you're not sealing that stuff in. So you want to remove that. And just to let you know, clay in your car, I would say 2 to 3 times a year is a solid amount of time. Even if you did it twice a year, every 6 months. If you put a coating on your car,
how much you're driving it. Is it parked in a garage under cover?
Yeah, twice a year, even once a year. Like if you're not using it a lot, once a year is fine.
Oh, we're using this. We use this. We use all the Corvettes around here.
But also,
no garage clean
with the coating that I put on there, it's harder than your factory clear when it's cured. So these contaminants can't attack you as easily. So that's the cool thing there.
Yeah, another thing that I tell a lot of my friends who are, they're getting into this. They've got a DA polisher. And by the way, I'm not sponsored by Harbor Freight, neither is Gary, as far as I know. That polisher, that DA polisher, I personally own a Porter Cable polisher, but the Harbor Freight polisher for $60, I think it goes for with your coupon.
I think the regular price is $69.99.
This thing does work fantastic, and if you want to get into it, it just shows you that you don't have to spend a lot on equipment to do it right.
But just keep in mind, the backing plate that the polisher comes with is garbage. The pads you can buy at Harbor Freight are also garbage.
Yeah,
and I'm not just telling you that. I'm a pro detailer. I'm telling you straight up, the stuff that I only sell on my site, things I use myself.
Yeah,
so if I don't use it as a pro,
that's going to last.
Well, beyond that, you don't need all that fancy equipment. That's another crazy popular misconception.
Right.
I get people asking me all the time, should I buy this? Should I buy that? No, I've got a very short list of things. When people come to me and they want to start a business, they want to do that to make money. And that's what I do, is train them to be business people. But as far as the equipment you need very little to be very successful.
You can get into it with minimal startup. Let's put it that
thing's $50. That Harbor Freight DA is $50 after the discount.
I'm looking at $60. Boy, you're getting a discount.
Well,
you must have the 25%.
You can Google it right now and get a 25% off coupon.
You're an honest guy. We'll take your word for it, but we're not going to fight over $10. And you owe me $10. Anyway,
not sure how you're doing your car all day.
On that point, my whole life growing up, and it's not just cars, it's anything you do in life or a tool that you want to buy, or it may be maybe you're painting your bedroom. You usually are going to get what you pay for. Even hiring a professional, whether they're doing something to your house, working on your car, polishing your car, anything, you're usually going to get what you pay for. So if you want the cheapo product, you want the cheapo labor, you're probably going to get cheapo. Not all the time. There are hungry guys out there.
Is absolutely the exception of the rule.
That works very good.
There are companies out there that sell $500 polishers. I have owned them all, and I go back to that thing every time. I was
There's evidence right here.
I cut scratches out of this car that shouldn't be coming out with that thing.
So you get what you pay for, and like your products, people say, "Well, why is that small bottle, $50 or whatever it is?" But with Gary's products, they're all concentrated. So
I don't believe in shipping water. I'm not into it.
Right. You're taking a small bottle, and it depends on the product, but you could take a couple of ounces, let's say, of the detail juice one there, and you can make a gallon of detail spray.
2 ounces makes a whole gallon.
Yeah, you go to Walmart and buy the name brand guy's spray, and what are you paying? $8 for a bottle of that? And how much are you getting out of it? It's gone.
You're getting the 16 ounces that it comes in.
That's it. That's it. And that may not get you through what you need, or
just an 8-ounce bottle of Infinite Use Detail Juice 1 is $40 on my site. That ships for free, by the way. Just saying. So it's all included.
Good. Get free shipping. Is it just me?
Free shipping. Well, the site ships for free over $50. So
I thought I was going to feel special.
But when's the last time that you had to worry about shipping anyway? But that's what I'm getting at is $40. You get 8 ounces for $40, and if you're making a detail spray out of it, or a clay bar lubricant or whatever, or just a light spray wax, that's 2 ounces per gallon. You're going to make 4 gallons out of that's $10 a gallon you're paying.
the price is extremely reasonable. When you break it down and you think about, you can do your wife's car, make her happy, right? Girlfriend, what have you. But the point is, not only is it very reasonably priced, it seems big up front, but when you break it down, it's not. But here's the kicker: you're getting the quality. Like I said, you usually get what you pay for.
I don't compromise on quality for anybody. I don't cut corners. If I have to sacrifice quality, I'd rather not do it.
I mean,
Garry Dean, my name will not be on it if I have to. I'm just not going to do it.
And we've been hanging out a couple of days here. You're a terrific guy. I mean, I don't want you to put your
thanks.
I know you're down here.
You don't know me that well.
This tall and your ego's up here, but that's not hard to do for you.
It is what it is, bro.
Vertically challenged. That's a whole other story. But
for sure.
But you're an honest guy, and I've been using Garry's products, and this is how we know each other. I mean, I'm a customer of his 5-6 years ago. Time flies. It could be longer. I don't know.
It's been a while.
Time goes by, but
so we've been internet friends.
That's
for
how we
a
know
long
each other.
time.
We're both YouTubers, and here we are with you YouTubers. So
I met this guy yesterday.
Cool.
I flew in town. He put me up at his house.
We're in Delaware.
We're hanging out, doing awesome stuff.
Right, Garry's from Tampa, Florida. We're here in Delaware today, so we're having fun. We've got more work to do tomorrow. It's not over. It's not all like drinking.
I like to try to find ways to make money when I go out of town.
I give
Captain
the guy
Diet. That's right.
You know, top shelf stuff around here.
Can't be drinking that.
But IPA, man. What am I drinking here? Let's see. This is the this is good. This is the number 3 Evo. A little plug for them. In my race ramps.
That's right.
You like that? See. I don't know if the camera can see it. The best way to get it up.
That's right. So race ramps, send this guy some free shit.
Keeping my beer cool. But another thing I tell my friends or enthusiasts that might ask me questions, about detailing, I always tell them, and I learned this kind of the hard way by doing it, is when you want good results and you want it done right, and you're not just doing, we were getting back to the Dawn wash and then a turtle wax. If you want to do it correctly and you want it to last, you're going to have to take time to do it. I mean, Garry and I are joking about it's TV magic. Here it is. Like 10 minutes later, we're done.
Snap your fingers.
We were here. Trust me. It's like you said.
We've been working on this car for 6-7 hours today, and it's been two of us.
Two guys.
But we also were having good conversation.
Right.
We're dancing around, acting stupid to music.
He's dancing stupid. I dance good. I dance good.
But anyway, there's been a lot more to it today. We also detailed your truck. Yeah. So. No big deal. It was a great day. Had a great time.
And it's well worth it. But for the enthusiasts out there watching it, you're going to have to be patient. That's my point with it. And do you agree with that? The patience is going to be there.
You can't get this result if you're in a hurry. You can't get this result. If you're impatient.
And I think that's where a lot of people might lose hope, let's call it. They buy the products and they think it's a miracle cure and they're just going to get it done in an hour.
Well, the bottom line is if you don't have the patience to do it yourself to end up getting a fantastic result, which you can do. The products, they do everything but freaking use themselves.
Right.
They're so stupid easy to use that
very simple.
You'd be hard. And Again, that's what I do.
Are you saying you're stupid and you know how to use it?
Maybe I'm probably saying that. But the products, I make them so easy to use. They, most of them can be used in direct sunlight in the heat of summer. Mm-hmm. I just make them very easy to use. The dilutions aren't complicated. That kind of thing. So
that's good. It's easy, but you've got to be patient. You've got to be patient.
If you have the time, awesome. If you don't have the time to do it right, call me,
somebody,
and I can find you somebody in your area. Yeah, whatever. Call Glen. He can find you somebody, or just he'll call me, and we'll find somebody in your area.
So you want to be patient because you want good results. You're not going to get it perfect. I mean, there is no such thing as perfection in this world in anything. Nothing or nobody is perfect, even though some of us think we are. But that's one of my tips or hints, I guess.
Why'd you look at me when you said that?
Well, because nobody's perfect.
I keep asking this guy why he's got to be a jerk to me all the time.
I told you, it took 49 years. I can't break the habit in a day. That's just how it's going to go. But that's a big point for somebody who doesn't have experience at this, wants it really nice, or you, like you said, you pay somebody. Hopefully, you get a good professional who knows what they're doing.
And you got to pay to play.
So the
better it's going to look, the more it's going to cost.
Right.
Period.
It's the time thing. It's time
what's that? Time equals money, right?
But here's the
Time
bottom
equals money.
line. Would you like it if somebody asked you to take less money for what you do? No.
Right.
You wouldn't accept less money for your hourly wage or your salary. No.
Right.
So don't ask the detailer. If you want quality work, you got to make the guy feel or the girl feel like it's worth it to them. You know, money is a motivator, you know, and it's not the only motivation.
Beer motivates me.
Sure, but what I'm saying is don't expect for 7 hours worth of somebody's time, don't expect to pay a couple $100.
Right.
I mean, this
it's not
job,
realistic. It's not realistic.
If I had a retail customer, if this car, if Glen was my retail customer, this job would have cost him $1,200.
Right. And but I would have sat in an easy chair and watched you work all day.
Well, no, I don't allow that either. You'd have to leave me alone so I can get some stuff done.
But so yeah, that's the thing. And a good way to make time, and this may seem like it's common sense, and you would know it, but I tell guys, you know, it's okay to just do a section of the car at a time. Let's say you don't use the car every day; it's not your daily. And you've got to, you know, you can do the fenders, you could do the hood one day or 2 days, you know, knock out the front of the car, just do the back, the doors.
Well, the only problem I have with that is you're going to have dust accumulation. You don't want to put a cover on.
Yeah.
You don't want to put it on if you don't have to. If you need a cover, that's one thing. If you got to park it outside, I get it.
But outside could be
the problem with doing one piece here and one piece there is by the time you re-clean it to you know, get the work done, you could be going backwards in that too.
You could lose
scratching
some
it
time.
up. Sure.
You could lose some time.
I don't love that. That doesn't mean you can't do it, and I'm not necessarily trying to argue with you about it, but I definitely have my own opinion on it.
I'll win anyway, so go ahead.
Talk about my ego, what a jerk.
He's called me a jerk. But, so yeah, that's something important to consider. You could do it in sections or you could not. But yeah, if it's outside, it's going to be much more difficult to keep things clean and sterile. You know, before we started here today.
You mean inside?
Yeah, inside. You want it more, it'll be more sterile. I swept the floor out just. And listen, as an enthusiast.
Then I dropped a clay bar, and he said, "Oh, it's okay. I swept my floor." I said, "No, it's got to go in the garbage."
I got it on camera. That's what's important. It didn't go in the garbage, but
I threw it right away.
Just throw it out if you drop on the floor.
When that happens, just like that, the clay must be thrown in the trash. Right there.
The thing is, you're not tracking dirt around. You're not kicking up dirt and dust as you're walking.
Sure. If you drop a rag, and if you're not familiar,
I know what you mean. I was just making a joke, but
you're funny. You got to
he's going to moonlight as a comedian.
Look, the booze is kicking in. What do you want from me?
keep drinking, buddy. I get better looking, but not your kind, not your type.
Yeah, definitely not my type.
What I was you're trying to distract me, but what I'm getting
if you shave and put a wig on and give me about 5 more of these, we might be all right.
No, because we may just end the interview really quick here. I think things may wrap up soon. I don't know how long this is going to go. We're actually we're washing our microfibers right now. We used every single microfiber we have. And
that you have, because I didn't realize you had so few, or I'd have brought some.
Yeah, we only had like 20, 30 microfibers, so it took a few, but we did do a couple of vehicles.
I know what you're getting for Christmas.
So as long as they're green or yellow, you know?
That's right.
I like blue though. But my point is, we've got that washing so we can get the Mustang knocked out. Tomorrow morning we'll be doing that 2019 Mustang. You got a comment? Or what?
No. What's something wrong with your camera? No. We got a delay.
Yeah.
But
time delay.
Time delay? What's that mean?
I'm just joking.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. Hang tight. You can edit this piece out.
Edit this out, or I'll keep it rolling. But what was I going to say about the towels now? See, you got me all distracted. What are you bringing? Inferior camera equipment here?
First of all, it has a small battery in it.
Oh,
that's not even the battery.
You're out of memory?
Yeah.
You're out of memory. That's what you get for getting a Canon. Should have got a Sony.
Oh God, the memory has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, right, whatever. Keep making excuses over there. So what's something else that you can...
It's, you know, it's about time management, it's about realistic expectation, it's about your budget. I mean, you know, and I mean budget like, if you're going to save the most money, it's going to be the least expensive if you do it yourself. Because the labor is what costs money. The products, yes, they can get costly. For example, my whole one system, if you were to buy all of them in 2 ounce, which is, you might think it's not enough.
But it does a lot of cars.
You just did a quote like this with the 2 ounce kit.
My friend Joe, he just got a 17 Stingray he bought used, and He did a great job, though.
Oh, he did a great job.
I gave him, shout out to Joe out there in his 17 Black Stingray convertible.
Well, my point was the whole 7-product kit
Yeah.
in 2 ounce, which is more than enough to do 3 to 4 complete system installs, which the consumer kit is, it'll last you up to 2 years as far as the protective ability. We put the pro versions on this car, which really has a 5-year warranty through me. So that's pretty awesome. But the full kit's $100 is my point.
Right.
You spend $100 of everything.
But how many
you need.
cars are you getting done with that? You know,
Well, you're gonna get 3 to 4 full system installs and probably 2 years worth of maintenance. Believe it or not.
Yeah. So you've got enough product to paint correct and protect a car. You know, several cars where, you know, like you say, it's $1,200.
And that's $100 and ships to you for free.
And it's $1,200 a car. So the brain. You know,
well, that's the labor. You got to think about it. But also, I'm using the pro versions with that $1,200, and I'm offering that 5-year warranty.
Right.
So there's a lot more that you get than just the $100 kit. But
but I'm saying, enthusiast, he's going to save himself a lot of money if he can do it himself.
And I'm telling you right now, with these products, there's no real reason to hire a pro to do it. Mm-hmm. And I mean that because it's not rocket science applying these products. You use them, well, this is what, second, third time you did it today. Yeah. Do you feel like you put out any extra effort to do them versus any product you've ever used?
No.
Well, removing the coating is a little bit more advanced, but it's still
not.
Still not complicated. You put one on, you put the other one on, let it dry, and buff it off.
It's the time is not long, and the amount of energy is much easier than, you know, you're holding a polisher for a while. It can get heavy. You know, you got vibration, you got noise. It can be hot. You know, depends on the temperature you're working, but that's the brutal part. Once that's done, and if you need a polish. Your car may be in good enough condition that you don't need that. You just need the protection. Then it's a quick deal. I mean, it really is. It's the polishing, the getting the scratches out, compounding. That's going to take the most time, I think.
Oh yeah, polishing for sure, and then the coating. The rest of it is just.
If anybody knows anything about painting, you know, whether you're painting a wall or you're painting a car, you have prep.
Oh, and that's very important.
It's the polishing is the prep time that you put into it. When you really do a good prep job and you do it right, your results are going to be right. I mean, they're going to be good. And there's no reason why an enthusiast couldn't do this. But yeah, I mean, that's just a few things right there.
But beyond that, I give my cell phone 813-846-4406.
There's a plug, yeah.
Well, I mean, I stand behind my product. I mean, not only from warranties, but I will help you. I don't care who you are. If you buy my products and you have a question while you're doing it, before you do it, while you're doing it, after you do it, you call me. That's it. Text me. Send me a Facebook message.
And that's no BS. I mean, that's actually how we communicate through email, like, you know, comments on YouTube, what have you. But I've called you about questions. And when you first get into this game, you know, you should have questions because it's, you know, it's not a hard process, but the way you do it, and you want to do it right, give Gary a call. He has always, throughout all the years, answered my questions, whether you responded through email or called me back or whatever, or answered me right away. I mean,
plus, if you buy the full kit, there's an insert in the kit that tells you the steps. Like, it's not.
Yeah.
Plus, that's easy I have my own YouTube channel, which is partially what we're doing right now.
Garry Dean.
Detail Juice, Garry Dean. Search that on YouTube. You'll find all my videos. I've got an older channel. The newer one is all Detail Juice oriented. But the bottom line is, I have videos on every single product that I have, like multiple. So
yeah, I'll be leaving the links to Gary's his website, all his social media information, and will be in the description down below. So that's not a problem. We know where to describe.
And I'm not the end-all be-all of detailing or products, but I do know that, you know, my experience speaks far more than any certification. I've been through a lot in life and in business, and, you know, my products are an extension of everything I've ever been through. I'm all about...
You're passionate about what you do.
I'm all about saving time without compromising quality.
Right.
And so most companies just want to sell you product. I want to help you achieve what you're trying to do.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. I'm a businessman and I like to make money. I do this to make money, and I don't want for 1 second for somebody to think, hey,
he's a businessman.
I don't want ever for someone to think, oh, well, he's just blowing smoke up my ass because he just wants to make money. I do. I absolutely do. I support my family with it.
It's your job. I mean,
it's what I do. I do make money, but I'm passionate about what I do. I develop these products for myself to be able to make money as a pro detailer. A little less now that the product line's doing pretty well, and
Well, you have what, 20-something years experience?
Oh,
how long have you?
So I'll be 38 soon.
Well,
and
you're that old. Wow, okay. 38.
So I'll be 38 soon. I started detailing around 16. I got heavily into it about 20 years ago, like heavily into it. And it's always been a passion of mine. It's always been a real passion for me to help people to make money doing it. So I spend a lot of time trying to show people the ins and outs of the industry and the business side, trying to help them convert their hobbyist mentality where they're working for themselves and can go all day working for the best possible end result. But when you're doing that for a customer, you have to work for that customer.
Yeah.
You have to do you have to focus on what that customer really sees, and then do that and move to the next one.
Right.
That's the thing. So I help people to make money doing it by turning their hobbyist mentality into more business person mentality.
And that's a skill in itself. Just being a business owner for 20 years, I totally agree with that.
But
there's always learning curves to everything.
Everything.
And there's like I said earlier, it's always a little more harder than it seems.
I'm not saying it's easy work, but I am saying that everybody can do it.
Right.
You
especially
don't
if you're
have.
motivated.
For sure. And if you
it's
really are passionate about your car. And you want to do it? I mean, for me, we're not taking our cars anywhere to get an oil change. No way am I going to take my car to get an oil change.
I didn't know you do oil changes. I'll take it over to yours. If you're new to the Ozzstar channel here, I mostly do mechanical repair work on cars. So But today we're making them pretty, but
and you do a fantastic job. Of course,
I try.
I like to say, and I like to feel like you already said. Like I try to be the best mentor I could be to get you the best results. Because next time, you're doing it all.
Yeah, it's all on me. That's a long
day. You may not have me here.
I won't have beer time. I won't have time to drink beer. But hopefully it's going to be a while before I have to do it, because that's a good point. Let's bring that up. So, the car's done and it's pretty and it's protected for now. How about, some maintenance, some future maintenance to the car? In fact, we had a question today about, hey, after I get this done, what do I do to keep keep this shine, keep the thing going here, keep it nice? And the steps are very simple, especially with your products.
Well, it's not complicated, I'll tell you.
But the number one thing is, I would say, personally, is the way you wash your car, the way you clean it, because we talked earlier about the clear coat scratching. You want to try not to touch the paint as much as possible, and if you have to, we want to lubricate, we want to keep that off.
So back in 2012, I didn't invent anything brand new, and I don't claim to. What I did in 2012 actually was from 2010 to 2012, when I released the Garry Dean wash method, was I put a series of steps in order, a series of steps that are safer on your vehicle as far as you're installing fewer scratches. And it's a rinseless wash method, not a waterless, which is basically straight spray and
wipe.
You
don't need a hose. I mean, you just don't need a hose.
Right, so we washed this whole car, your wheels and everything, with a gallon of water today.
Right, that was.
And I do not believe that I scratched it all.
We did the F-150 with the same thing.
Yeah.
And
and that's a behemoth with a cap on it.
That's a lot of paint. Yeah, there was a lot of paint on that vehicle. So yeah, absolutely. So yeah,
the Garry Dean wash method. You should look it up. Google Garry Dean wash method.
We'll put it in the description.
Sure.
Google if you want.
Well, you can Google it. It's on my channel. All the videos.
Make it easy for the viewers.
There's a ton of stuff.
Google. We don't want them to leave and Google now. Stay on the channel here. Go to the description.
Watch more videos.
Yeah, just keep listening to us ramble on here. So, but anyway, I think that's, if you got anything else to add to, what we talked about, if Like Gary said, if you need to contact Gary with any detailing questions,
it's at
He's
Garry,
got
GARRY.DEAN.35 on Instagram.
I would almost be, there you go. I would almost be, and I'll leave it in the description. I'm Ozzstar1 on Instagram, by the way. But, you know, even if, and I'm putting it out there, you let me know if I'm right or wrong. Let's say I haven't bought your product. I'm thinking about doing this, you know. Can I still call you if I have a question?
Absolutely.
there you go.
I'm all about helping
camera.
your detailing endeavor. If you're using somebody else's product, I may or may not have used it. I've used a lot of stuff. So product questions, you should contact that manufacturer. If it's my product, obviously I can support that. But if it's, you know, doing the work, I can absolutely help you. Whether whether you're buying my stuff or not, I mean, I would obviously appreciate it. I mean, the bottom line with me is my reputation is worth more to me than any money you will ever spend or any money I will ever make.
Right.
What I have done with my life is the most.
You have character, man.
It's the most important thing to me, man.
You have character, so that's awesome. So that right there speaks for
The man himself. So anyhow, I think that about wraps it up. And
I got a little emotional.
Don't cry. We're out of microfibers. You won't be able to.
They're in the wash right now. So I want to thank you guys for stopping by the channel. Don't forget to subscribe. Click that red button down below. Check Gary's channel out if you get a chance. If you have any questions, you know who to call. You can always leave a comment down below.
And other than that, we already mentioned pretty much everything we need.
Check out detailjuice.com.
That's it. Check it out. And we'll see you on the next one. Take it easy.
Thanks, guys, for watching. Have a great day.